Welcome to Modern Goddess. Here we discuss everything mastering your mindset, wellness wisdom, upgrading your relationships so that you can unleash your divine goddess essence and live your authentic best self every single day. I'm your host, Cassie Aurora. Well, hello everybody. I have a friend in Germany and he calls me Brexit Babe. I just find that hilarious. So I want to just touch base because I am aware that we are coming to the end of October, but on a bigger scale, there's a massive karma clearing that we, as evolving souls, if we're willing to do our work, that it might be useful being aware of. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk a little bit about wellness in autumn, a little. But those of you that have read my blog post, this is kind of nothing new. It's just like some people like to learn, audio. I'm a writer, but I'm not a reader, so I kind of get it. So yeah, I'm just going to touch base on a few things that we can do to really empower ourselves this autumn. What I do want to talk about is it's only a week until my Modern Goddess course goes live. This is an online e-course and you can go at your own pace. It's literally like you're not going to be tested on anything. You will be part of an online community of women, and together we're going to work through basically a program of all these amazing tools that I use and that really empowered me on my journey to move away from kind of like limitation, shame, low confidence, low self-worth, and actually into a place of real power and, feeling like I'm really in the major driving seat of my life. Bad things happen in my life, like I'm going through a lot of personal stuff at the moment that's really demanding, but it's like I'm still waking up every day and using these practices. I feel amazing, like I feel grateful, like really in a place of power with my circumstances. And I'm not saying that I don't swing between suddenly feeling like on my knees at the universe thinking like, why God, why? But it's like I have the tools to bring myself out of something and then turn it actually into an experience of transformation, strength and change, which I think is the real magic of being on a spiritual journey, and not bypassing our pain but using our pain, integrating it and turning it to our power source. And so this course is like basically the basics of having an awareness of why we are where we are, and then the tools that we can use to start moving forward. So it's pretty magical, and we use the moon. We have lovely meditations for each lesson. We talk about periods, we talk about sexuality a little bit. Haven't gone too heavy on that in this one. And we basically talk about what is our power as a person and how can we access it. Because I'm not here to tell you what it is, that's your truth, and I can't possibly speak for your truth. So, yeah, and then we'll have live Facebook Q&As, they'll be on Zoom actually, and they're online meetings where you can ask anything. We'll get together and I'll share like exclusive information with you. And definitely you will get access to like exclusive discounts with me for my services. So astrology, tarot, Reiki. Reiki works over distance. So basically it's kind of a win-win. The investment in yourself is only £29. Literally, you cannot actually get many things of this quality for £29. My Reiki sessions cost more than £29 because they're seriously bomb. So yeah, like just head to my website, cassieaurora.com, click on services, or Modern Goddess online program, and you can book it there. You have 1 week left. I want as many amazing women in this community. Don't worry, this is for everyone. You don't need to know anything about magic or tarot or astrology, or you don't need to have ever read a self-help book. This is for every single person that just feels on some soul level, I think that's for me. Okay, so let's talk about October. Guys, I don't know about you, but everyone at some area in their life is having big karmic closure now. This has been happening since like January 2019, it really began. But a little bit before for some people, depending on your astrology. We've all had Uranus transiting through Taurus somewhere, which has been a pretty big shake-up energy. If you don't know about that, just head to my blogs. I've got like a blog written on that. But and that's really about change being completely inevitable in our, depending on our own astrology where it is, but our value system hugely will be changing, and how we connect to ourselves and how we are creating structure and self-worth and security will be changing in the next 7 years. Astrology is a language of cycles and patterns, and it's not one isolated event, it's all together. So basically, since January 2019, we've had this big energy where Pluto, Saturn and the South Node, they are known as malefics because they're said to be bad planets and they bring bad, but I disagree with that. But they've been sitting in Capricorn, which is kind of, I'm not going to talk about this collectively so much because it's happening for someone everywhere in their charts. So please, if you really want to know more about this and you think, yeah, my life has been a bit mental, then book in for an astrology reading. And you will find it invaluable because here we're going to use the tools of astrology to uncover things you already know within yourself, and it really does help. So if you're feeling a little bit helpless in the last 2 years, 18 months, maybe book an astrology reading. Anyway, so the point I'm making is this is happening in areas of astrology where it's affecting karma, many lifetimes of karma. So think about situations that you feel like are thematic in your life. My life has been full of abandonment, particularly through men and not seeing, because I haven't seen it on an internal level, my self-worth, my value, not receiving my love, me not feeling worthy, safe, secure, men leaving. And that's been the story of my life. And like, this is not me being a victim. Through this happening, I was so down on my life that I accessed psychotherapy. So this energy for me is huge. By the way, I've got loads of planets. So it may not be big for some people. But for people like born between 1989 and 1990, this is quite, 1991. I know this, I can't think to other people, but I know this is a big energy for those people. Anyway, and yeah, Pluto in Libra generation, so like 1974 to like maybe like 1980 something, I'm not really sure. It's quite big for you because it will be squaring your natal Pluto at some point. Yeah, anyway, again, booking for astrology. Either way, this when we live in a universe based on the law of attraction, whatever internal, so Pluto, unconscious beliefs we have, fears, Saturn, that are karmic, South Node, that we have inherited through past lives, through our childhood, which our soul has accrued. These are now going through a phase of deep purging and restructure. Because we live in a universe based on the law of attraction, whatever is internally in our unconscious is going to manifest outwardly. So for me, my power lies in transforming my internal world. This is how I am going to influence these abandonments, these betrayals, these men that don't see my value, this thought that I am not enough. And this is actually how I transform it, by going back to the points in my past lives, my karma, my childhood, where that has been the belief and the truth that I have created. So, not everyone has to go to psychotherapy, to be fair, but like, in my mind, everyone would benefit from working with someone that helps them access this stuff. But that's my personal truth, and I do feel passionate about it because I've seen that change in my own life. However, what is coming up now is in January 2020, this is the culmination point. If you have not closed or done the work by this point, Saturn, and this conjunction is going to end really, and Saturn for the next 29 years, because that's Saturn's cycle, is going to lock in wherever you are now. So whatever it is that you are not doing the work on, you are not transforming, you're not listening to the signs, the things you're holding on to out of fear and not necessarily truth for your highest evolvement or love for yourself, those things, they're going to be locked in. Jupiter, the great benefic and magnifier of astrology, will move into Capricorn in January 2020. So, if you've done the work, you're going to get great results. Saturn will reward you, Jupiter will reward you. There may be at the beginning like a big magnification, like a big culmination point, if you really need to purge something. Or if you really don't take this hint, because wherever Jupiter goes, it magnifies and exaggerates, it's really going to be heavy. It will exaggerate the big stuff that you need to let go of. It could be, I don't like to scaremonger, but it's like your soul's going to get a big wake-up call in order to do what it needs to do to evolve. So, make of that what you will. Yeah. So the message here is, guys, you really do have a lot of power over the outer circumstances, but it's not as easy. We've been trained from a young age to literally look outside of ourselves for the answers. And actually, that's not always the truth. We can use outside stimulus to trigger the process of self-awareness, because we actually need that. We need subject-object relationship, because if nothing outside of us is triggering anything within, we're not going to become aware. But if we choose not to do the work, we're going to be a victim to the same stuff. Yeah, so I just wanted to share this because it's like, if you're listening to this podcast now, you're supposed to be. If you're hearing this information, you're supposed to be. So if you know what it is in your life you need to let go of, the places where you're self-sabotaging, you're holding on, it's time to let go. And letting go is hard. This is why I wrote a blog post on it, because the true process of letting go is one of deep self-value and one of deep courage. So check out my blog. There's loads on there. I'm more a writer than I am a speaker. So yeah. In other news, autumn comes. It's asking our bodies to slow down. So just a few little things. You'll notice as autumn comes, a lot of coughs and colds happen. We're in Vata season. So Vata being the yogic qualities of dryness, coldness, roughness. So you will notice a lot of dry, rough, nasty colds. Heat rises in the body because summer has gone. So heat is rising up. The heat outside of ourselves has gone. So we can often experience a lot of heat in the throat, throat infections, bacterial maybe in the head colds, or dry, nasty coughs, because autumn is characterized by the lung and the large intestine, they say, in mindfulness kind of Zen traditions. So you might notice a lot of dryness in the digestion, or in the breathing. Asthma can be exaggerated. So my advice here is to make sure you're doing the opposite things. So moist, cooling, soothing things, demulcent things. So like think warm turmeric oat latte with some cinnamon. Think using organic ghee or lots of nice warming sesame oil in your cooking. Think about really nice foods. If you notice you're actually getting the hot and cold fluctuations, you might notice you need some warmth in the morning. So like you can do like an almond milk, date, cinnamon, ginger smoothie with maybe some banana. But by the evening you may have a lot of heat. So you might want to go with like cooling foods like butternut squash, as we get a lot of squash. Eat seasonally is my advice. So see what's new this season in the supermarkets, or check out things like Abel and Cole, and just try some different vegetables. Try a mix of things, but just eat well and nourish. You will probably need more rest in autumn, so really do take advantage of this time where you can sleep more. If you feel tired, it's because you need to rest, so rest. And just be gentle with yourself, as autumn's a time when it's a very rough, dry, kind of changeable season. Creating consistent structure is a really nice thing. And doing things that make you feel warm and nice and comfortable, such as cuddling up with your pets and watching a film, or maybe going for a coffee, or going on a few nice dates with someone you like. All these things are really nice. Or just connecting with friends and wrapping up warm and carving pumpkins, all the things that we do. But try not to overwork yourself in autumn. Often with the dark nights and things, we're going to work in traffic in the dark, getting home in traffic in the dark, and then it can be very easy to just like kind of desensitize and shut down, and maybe just like watch television or something. I mean, I don't have a TV, but I could easily Netflix binge stuff. But actually connecting at the end of the day, bringing in some warmth, things like cherishing your partner, just coming in the door and giving them a hug, or giving your friends a hug when you see them. Just plan nice warming activities. It's a good idea to get out in nature, but when you do, wrap up warm. It's like common sense. Ayurveda is common sense, but like say you're going on a night out or something, be wearing scantily clad clothes, no judgment. I love to rock some nice cool outfits on a night out, or what I think is cool anyway. But wear your coat. Do you know what I mean? Take an extra quid, pay for the cloakroom, and wear a coat. So this is what I'm saying. Autumn is a big time where we're asked to let go. Think about nature and leaves. There's a purging, there's a turning over. So don't be surprised if things are amplified now that you need to really let go of, whether it's jobs that are too much, whether it's relationships, whether it's habits. Now is a great time. So there's just a few things for autumn. Really nice essential oil blends that, I'm a huge advocate of essential oils. It's a big part of my business. And you can always book in consultations with me around essential oils, because I just love them. I actually use doTERRA, and will always advocate for doTERRA. They are a beautiful, heart-based, science-based, wonderful, research-based company, and I share a lot about them. The best ones for autumn: On Guard, helps build up the immune system. Air, which is a respiratory blend but also fights strep infection. Oh no, told you a lie there. Doesn't fight strep. On Guard fights strep and flu virus. In clinical studies, it's shown to kill flu virus. Then we've got, Air, which is super soothing. I really recommend this these two oils are your must-haves for autumn. If you can throw in something like a wild orange, even better, because that will just balance out the mood. So as autumn, as we get the darker nights, often people, experience seasonal depression, and this is often because we are not taking the essence of autumn and winter and looking within and slowing down. And when we look within and slow down, we may experience inner demons and inner emotions that we've been repressing. So, yeah, like using something like wild orange can really lessen that effect. Actually, when we smell wild orange, it's releasing serotonin, so it's balancing out our mood. And you can add it to like hot chocolates, because these oils are safe to ingest, or you can add it to like your face cream, your body moisturizer. So those 3 oils are my top go-to. Like I say, if you want to get hold of them, just ask me, because you can get special discounts with me, and actually there might be a different one that suits you more. And then just one other ritual that's really powerful in autumn is Abhyanga, which is like a self-love massage. Really, you just need something like a coconut oil, a sesame oil. You can look in like Morrison's and places like that. They have like Ayumi, which is like Ayurvedic stuff. Don't use the cooking sesame oil because you smell like a blooming nut tree, and it's like, then by the end of the day you end up smelling like a bacon rasher, which, I mean, if that's what you're going for, fine, but who wants to walk around? Well, actually that'd be quite nice, I suppose. But you know what I mean. So if you don't want to smell like a pig, you use sesame oil from the Ayurvedic aisle. And just when you get out of the shower, just rub it all into your body, and this will help you keep in moisture so that we don't lose moisture through the skin. And it will also improve circulation. It's a moment with the body that can be intimate. So as you do it, you can say, my amazing legs that carry me from A to B and help me do all these amazing things. My wiggly toes that make me laugh when I wiggle them. My arms, which are keeping me able to wash my hair. And any body parts that you feel negative about, you can really give them extra love, because that can be hard. So like there's plenty you can do in autumn to look after yourself. Yeah. So those of you that are joining me for the online Modern Goddess coaching course, I am so excited to meet you all. Those of you that are not going to, join me, I'll see you next time on the podcast. And yeah, look after yourself. Book in for astrology if what I said resonated. But otherwise, have yourselves just a wonderful week. Bye.